King of my life. I crown thee now. Thine shall the glory be. Lest I forget thy thorn crowned brow. Lead me, Jesus, to Calvary. Lest I forget how you prayed on Gethsemane in the garden. And lest I forget how you suffered your agony on Calvary.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is an excellent day to serve an excellent God in and with the spirit of excellence. Good morning. Good morning on this 21st day of Lent. It is the 21st day of our 40-day Lenten journey to the cross. I am Coach Sherry, Chaplain Sherry. I am your community pastor, Sherry. Put all of that together. I'm Sherry from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good midnight, whatever your case may be. I am so glad that you have joined me on this day. It is the 21st day of Lent. We are headed toward Calvary. We are making the track with Jesus as Jesus is headed to his final assignment on this earth. As really, Jesus is headed to the electric chair. He is headed to execution. He is headed to a lynching. And so, as we have taken this journey, we have vowed to align ourselves with the steps of Jesus, and we have determined that this was not a cakewalk. As we know the end of the story, as we gear up as Christ followers, as Christians, as Jesus followers, we are ready for, we know what Easter Sunday is going to look like, right? We know the end of the story. Good morning, Joyce. I'm glad that you're here today. We know that it will be lots of celebration, exuberation. We already understand Easter Day. We already understand Resurrection Sunday. But I totally believe that it is through this journey that makes the shout that much joyous. Because we know all of the things. We have journeyed with Jesus he's headed to death, but we also get to celebrate the resurrection. But on this 21st day of Lent, we are fasting from a speedy resolution. We are fasting from the idea that we need to hurry up and get through these tough times, that we need to speed up the process so we can get to the celebration. Remember, we have talked about, as we take this journey with Jesus, that it is filled with grief, abandonment. And I want to just keep bringing these things up because as humans who follow Jesus, who call ourselves Christ followers, Christians, there are camps that say it should be always howdy, and never goodbye. Good morning, Sharon. So glad to see you on this 21st day of our Lenten journey. However, on this journey, as we will discover on this 21st day of our Lenten journey, that there came a point where Jesus says, my soul is weary. My soul is weary. In John 12, around the 27th verse, Jesus says, now my soul is troubled. My soul is in distress. So what is Jesus talking about? Good morning, Marquita. What is Jesus saying? My soul is distressed. Now we're not talking about soul as something that needs to be saved salvation-wise as we talk about in our Christian faith. But the soul is the seat of the core of who you are. Remember, we are dealing with spiritual needs, not religious practices. Jesus says, my soul, my mind, my heart, my thoughts, my feelings, my inner being. There are times, my friends, when we have it all going on the outside, but our souls are distressed. The very core of who we are, it is in distress. Jesus says, John 12 and 27, now my soul, my psyche, the core of who I am is troubled. Think about this when you talk about distress. He says, my soul is in turmoil. Think about like there's a war going on in your mind, that you have multiple things that you are thinking about and dealing with at the same time. You don't know which way to go. It's like a war going on. As Jesus' journey continues, the momentum steps up. The intensity steps up. His progression his statements step up. He begins to talk about death in a real way. Consider this. John 12, 21, 12, 20, and 21. There were some people, some Greeks. Good morning, Marianne. So glad to see you, girl. Good morning. I pray that all is well with you. If this is your first time joining me, Marianne, listen. You know I will do some things, but this here has nothing to do with makeup. I'm just using this time to talk this morning that I have been doing for the last couple of months. I'm just doing what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So, Marianne, we ain't looking at this here for no makeup tips, tools, or techniques. We just doing this here while I'm doing it. Some days are better. Some days are better than others, but we managed to get out of the door. So Jesus, there are crowds of people. It says that Hellenistic Jews, God-fearing Gentiles, Greeks who had come to worship God at the Passover told Philip that they would like an opportunity to see Jesus. Now, whether they wanted to see him for right, wrong, indifferent, maybe they had heard about his miracles, whatever it is, they wanted to see Jesus. And Jesus says, the hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. In other words, he said, it's now time. I know where I'm headed, and it is time for these things to unfold. And he started talking about death in a different kind of way. He says, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many fruit. He says, anyone who loves their life will lose it, while anyone who hates their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. He says, whoever serves me must follow me. And where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor the one who serves me. Can you see in these statements that Jesus is really telling those, you want to see me, you want to be with me, but this is where I'm headed. Jesus says, look, my soul is weary. My soul is weary. My mind, my heart, my thoughts, my feelings, tired, distressed. Have you ever been in that place where you really want to throw up both of your hands and say, listen, I'm out of here. I don't want this. My soul is tired. And when you're in distress, when your soul, when your innermost person is tired, sometimes you will make a rash decision because you want to hurry up and get through the process. On this 21st day of Lent, we are fasting from the need to speed past or for a speedy resolution. We want to get through it. Jesus understood where he was going, and in this season of turmoil, he could have said, listen, let's get through this. And in fact, we're going to get to a point where he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he says, listen, I don't even want to do this. I'm really trying for us to say, to understand this morning that Jesus in his humanity struggled. And I know we say that he didn't say a mumbling word. I know that we say that, he was born to die. I know but listen, even though you know that there is an assignment, it doesn't take away all the things that come along with it. Let me tell you, I understand without a shadow of doubt that I am called to preach. I know without a shadow of doubt that I am called to help women to acknowledge and accept their call, whatever that call is. I ain't trying for everybody to preach. People say that. I'm really not. But what I am saying is that this assignment that God has given me, I know it. But can I tell you the cost of it? The cost of not getting preaching assignments. The cost of really being blackballed in certain circles. The cost of, there is a cost. Jesus understood the assignment, Pastor Bianca. And he understood the distress that comes along with it. But he was determined to complete the assignment. Even though our souls, there comes a point where weariness sets in. We must still be obedient to the assignment. Jesus was dealing with his reality. He was troubled. And he says, my soul, the inner me. That's why, listen. That's why we should really not ask people how they are doing, but how is their being? How is your being? Because when we ask people how they are doing, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm the lender and not the borrower. I'm just happy in Jesus. But if you fool around and ask them, which I often do, okay, so that's your churchy language. That's your churchy language. I want to know, how is your being? How is your core? Because that will tell the story. If you are really honest, you'll say my soul is in distress. And I'm talking to those of us this morning who are saved, sanctified, filled with the precious Holy Ghost, that of the burning fire, all of that, speaking in tongues, all of that. And your soul can still be in distress. We are fasting from trying to speed past the distress to get to the resolution, to get to the end of the story, to get to the celebration. Because when we try to avoid the process, I don't know about you. And I'm talking to some people not ashamed. When I have tried to speed through the process, it has caused me more harm because I have to backtrack. Usually I've done some things, I've set up some things that God will allow me to do in my attempt to hurry up and get through to the resolution, to get to the end of the story. And I got to go back to square one. I got to go back to square one. Jesus, even after saying that my soul is weary, my soul is in distress, he continues on in John 12 and 27, 28. Jesus followed up with something starting by asking, what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it was for this very reason that I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name. For 30 years, Jesus was building up to this hour. And just because the hour or the time brought struggle does not mean that he quits the assignment. Oh my God, Sharon, look at you talking to yourself. Let me tell you, there are times, most recent times, when the assignment did not seem worth the turmoil for me. There were times when I'm like, forget this. I don't have to be bothered with this. I wanted to hurry up and get through the turmoil of it, right? But I had to sit in it to get through it. I had to deal with it to get through it because the assignment was bigger than, or is bigger than, any struggle, any distress, because I can call on God. I can call on my community to help me to get through it. So Jesus said, well, what should I just give up? Should I just quit? He said, no, because this is the very hour that I have come for. Good morning, Carla T. Joseph. So glad to see you. Good morning, Donna, Reverend Donna. This is the hour. So even though Jesus says my soul is in distress, I'm not going to give up. Every step up until John 12 and every step after John 12 was a physical manifestation of his psyche, of his soul's commitment to glorify God. I want to give up because these Negroes making me want to say some things. But God, I want to honor you. I don't have to deal with this because I know how to do a whole lot of things and I don't have time for, but God, I want to honor you. On this 21st day of Lent, we are fasting from speeding past the distress for a quick resolution. Every day, we have to make a deliberate decision to obey the assignment, to complete the assignment. Obedience is not a one-time thing. Say, okay, well, God, I'm going to do it. Because listen, when you say yes, all kinds of situations and obstacles get in the way. Every day we have to say, yes, Lord. My soul says, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, I'll do it, God. Yes, Lord, I'll go all the way. Yes, Lord. Every day we have to make that declaration. Every day. And remember that the distressing times are for a moment. Don't give up. Don't abort the assignment. Don't throw up your hands because of a moment. Because of a temporary situation. Don't throw in the towel. Now I'm speaking to me because I know y'all just all flowing and don't ever want to quit and don't ever want to say forget all of this. So I'm talking to me, Sherry. Don't quit the assignment because of a moment. Jesus was obedient all the way to the cross. All the way to what he understood was death. All the way to the electric chair. All the way to the lynching tree. Jesus continued. And in the midst of all of this, I'm simply trying to say, Jesus felt troubled. He had a troubled soul. But his troubled soul did not mean a lack of faith. I'm going to let that sit right there, cause in our quest to be deep and wonderful, we equate feelings of trouble and distress as a lack of faith. It's expressing what's really going on and calling a thing a thing. No, Marquis, you are so right. It doesn't hurt to slow down and learn from the moment. Don't give up. On this 21st day of Lent, even as we acknowledge, my soul is troubled. My mind, my heart, my feelings, the innermost being, my innermost person. Even as you are doing your religious practices, even as you are doing the external things, the internal can be in distress. But even so, we are saying we will not speed past it in attempt to hurry up to the resolution. But we will declare that going through, we will remember the assignment. Y'all be blessed on this 21st day of Lent. Until the next time, may all be well with your day.